Hi, my name is Caroline Hernandez, and I will be going over chapters 4 through 6. I will be answering the questions about how each chapter made me feel and picking a quote from the chapters and explaining why it stood out to me. Going into chapter 4, I was feeling open-minded about learning and understanding the perspective of the two different cultures. The chapter emphasized the concern over the seeming wide disparities between the two cultures' medical practices. Vitamin gets into how the Hmong feels about American hospitals by including these worries. Without a foundation in understanding Western medicine, it is understandable why stories develop as a means of expressing apprehension about the unknowable, of what's the unknown. A quote that I got that helped me understand the perspective is, most Hmong believe that the body contains a finite amount of blood that is unable to replenish, so repeated blood sampling, especially from small children, may be fatal. By outlining the causes of the Hmong people's worries, Fatima further justifies their concerns about Western medicine. She investigates the culture's most fundamental beliefs to demonstrate that its members' anxieties aren't as unreasonable as they might initially appear. She does this in addition to using history to describe the essence of the modern Hmong ethnic identity. For chapter 5, I was feeling heartbroken because Leela was beginning to have frequent seizures that would also begin causing damage to her brain. A quote that stood out to me was, "Before Leah fell, she'll run to her parents to be hugged." Reading that made me feel emotional, but also touched, because her parents' affection made her have that support during her episodes. Leah's difficult situation made her doctors anxious, and it was obvious that their own failure to connect with Lee's was adding to their hardship. We get to see Nell and Peggy, compassionate medical professionals, who were prepared to review Leah's medical data in order to present a thorough picture of her illness. But Leah's doctor's failure to understand the cultural obstacles they encounter when treating a Hmong patient is evident in the fact that they recommend such complicated treatments. Not only did they overlook the significant linguistic challenges that arose when Leah's parents had to read or listen to instructions on how to administer the medicine, but they also failed to think about the fact that they might need to modify their strategy in order to take into account that into the Lee's families of beliefs. At the end of the chapter, I felt that the doctors need to take a step back to understand the Hmong culture in order to help out the Lee family. Reading chapter 6, I was feeling confused and perplexed. When it comes to these two cultures, there is no such thing as right or wrong when it comes to treating Leah. Fadiman has shown both sides of different views of health culture. Fadiman has shown both sides of different views of health culture to show us that no one is to blame but the barrier that was put between them that made it difficult to help take care of Leah. A quote that I picked out states, although the doctors at MCMC are not aware of most of the Hmong specific criticism, they would unlikely be asked, and the Hmong would be unlikely to answer. They certainly know the Hmong do not like them, and that reckles. Fatima underlines the high-stakes settings that MCMC doctors encounter when caring for Hmong patients. Leah's doctors were already under a great deal of stress due to the urgency and seriousness of her sickness, and cross-cultural misunderstandings that could have consequences. Given the heated situation, it's not surprising that the Lees and the MC doctors ended up in a dispute. Thank you.